Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Roll and Move Reviews Expansion Saturday. My name is Kirk, I'm your host. As always, thank you so much for watching. Today we're going to talk about an expansion that I think is really well suited to our Halloween festivities here this month. The base game is Smash Up and the expansion is Monster Smash. As you can see from the image on that box, this is all about monsters and scary movies and big scary creatures and things like that. If you haven't played Smash Up yet, definitely want to check it out. Take a look at my review. You'll see there what I think about the game, and also I'll show you how to play. If you've already done that, let's take a look at Monster Smash. We'll see what the new cards look like, what's new and unique about them. Then I'll come back and I'll give you my thoughts. As with all your Smash Up expansions, Monster Smash comes with 4 new faction decks and 4 new base cards, each one representing one of the new factions. The new mechanic in this expansion is the use of power tokens, which basically means you can take +1 counters and play them on your minions and permanently add that number to their power. Each set or each deck will manipulate that ability in a different way. Your 4 factions in this set are Mad Scientists, Werewolves, Vampires, and Giant Ants. The minions in the Mad Scientist deck are made up of the Doctors, their assistants, and the monsters themselves. And the Mad Scientist deck really makes the most obvious use of the power token mechanic, where most of their cards, the minions and actions, just place counters on a minion and just boost them up for different reasons and just make them tougher and tougher. So, I mean, that represents just, I guess, the machine cranking up and the lightning coming down and the monster coming to life and just getting more and more powerful and out of control. But that's what they do, really. Very straightforward. Just play a character, play a minion, play an action, and most of the time you're going to be adding power tokens down to somebody and making them stronger. The Werewolf faction is the one deck in the new set that doesn't really make use of the new power token ability. As you can see from this minion here, most of their abilities revolve around getting temporary power bonuses. I think this represents the full moon coming out and being really tough for a short amount of time, then the next day they're human again. So that's a lot of cards they do that gives them bonus powers for a short amount of time. Another aspect of their deck is being the most powerful minion, either at a location or just being more powerful to other minions, and getting to do a lot of things if you're the strongest minion in a certain situation. The Vampire deck may be the most thematically satisfying faction in the new set, because the Vampire minions literally feed off of other people's minions, and sometimes even their own. But the way they use the power tokens, as you see on this card, as they destroy other minions, they get stronger. In some cases, too, if they're in the same location as stronger minions, they start to leech off them and get more powerful. And what I really like about this deck, too, is the art, just because you have some really iconic vampire images from a lot of different vampire stories. You got Count Dracula and Nosferatu, and you got Elvira, and you got Blackula, and they just appear all through this deck in different ways. And, you know, it's Smash Up faction, it's done with, you know, very tongue-in-cheek, and it plays off all the different, you know, vampire subgenres, but it's very cool, very fun deck. And finally, we have the Giant Ants. Now, the Giant Ants probably have my favorite use of the new power counter mechanic. As you can see, a lot of the base power on their minions are weak, but a lot of them start out with power counters already on them. So not only do they get a lot of power counters on them, but a lot of their talents, a lot of their actions revolve around the ability to move their power counters around. So for them, those counters are very fluid. And they're like a giant swarm where they can move their power and focus wherever they want to go. So they can cause a lot of problem, even they may not have a lot of base power at a location. If they start moving those power counters around and manipulating them that way, then they could be a lot of trouble. So I really like the way they use the mechanic. Also, I guess because of, in honor of their queen, most of their actions are named after Queen songs. Give Me the Prize, and We Will Rock You, A Kind of Magic, Under Pressure, Killer Queen, and of course my favorite, Who Wants to Live Forever from the Highlander soundtrack. Can't go wrong with that. Smash Up is a game they've been expanding for a while now, and there's basically 2 different types of expansions they put out. The first type is where they have 4 completely different random factions, and for lack of a better term, smash them together into one set. The second type is where they take a theme and build the idea of each faction around that theme. On principle, I'm a much bigger fan of that first type, because for me, the strength of Smash Up lies in its diversity, and the fact that you have all these things that are so completely different, you can bring them together to make something strange and different and new. And I think the game is hurt a little bit by some of the overly thematic expansions, just because you end up with a big chunk of the game that has a lot of sameness to it. However, I don't think that hurts Monster Smash, even though it is thematic. I think most of the factions are big enough and iconic enough that they kind of overshadow the expansion itself, and I think any one of these could have fit in the base game or in any other random expansion. And it plugs into the game nicely. It's pretty seamless. Now you can play vampire ninjas and pirate zombies, and how cool is that? A lot of cool new combinations with this set. As far as the factions go, they're all really cool, but there's a case of one of these things is not like the other with those giant ants. I mean, you have the three guys whose heads are hanging around me here, and then you have giant ants, which just really doesn't fit in. And I understand what they're going for. They wanted that 1950s Atomic Age B-movie drive-in monster, but the fact that the other three are so closely related in people's minds of that classic Universal movie, horror movie world, that it just doesn't fit. Now, if they had taken each faction from a different subgenre of monster movies, then yeah, the giant ants would have fit in perfectly, but it just doesn't blend with those other three. And it's just not as exciting to play them as those other ones. You know, werewolf pirates sounds a lot cooler than giant ant pirates. That being said, they do make the best use, I think, in that ant faction of the new power counter mechanic. So it's not a bad faction. It's just not one that you're really dying to sink your teeth into like you are with that other one, those other ones. As far as that new mechanic goes, I am a big fan of it. I like having something beyond cards where you can add to minions' powers, and they make a lot of different cool ideas with these different factions, and I hope it's something they continue to use in further expansions because it's a really neat mechanic. I think it adds well to the game. Overall, Monster Smash, I think, is a very positive addition, like I said, to Smash Up. If you don't have the base game and you're planning on getting it, make sure you add this to your set right away or very soon. If you have Smash Up and you're not sure what expansions to buy, put this one at the top of your list. Monster Smash. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching this episode of Roll and Move Reviews. We really appreciate your support, and we ask if you like this video, you please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our Facebook page. Please leave me a comment while you're at it. Tell me what you thought of the review, your thoughts on Monster Smash and Smash Up in general. If you found this video insightful, you may want to check out my review for the obligatory Cthulhu set for Smash Up, which also really fits into our Halloween theme. As always, please be sure to visit our sponsor website, alteregogames.net, who are going to get you a lot of great deals on whatever game it is you're looking for. If you want to watch some older videos of mine, you can find them on YouTube, Facebook, Board Game Geek, or the Alter Ego Game site. You can reach me by email directly, rollandmovereviews@gmail.com. Other than that, that's all I got for this time, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have fun out there.